Hi there guys, welcome back, and hopefully you've been getting together all of these different triad chords. Now today I'm just going to test you guys a little bit, okay? A big part of chord construction is simply remembering the formulas. So we're going to try and remember all the formulas, okay? Now let me start by saying we're going to initially go keyless, okay? So we're not going to look at a particular scale. So for example, we were doing everything with C, weren't we? C sus2, C sus4. We're going to get to that in a minute, okay? First thing, we're just going to go formulas, pure formula. So let's write these out, okay? Here's what I want you to basically fill in. So I'm going to put here major, minor, then we're going to have diminished. I'm just going to put dim, okay, for diminished. Bear in mind with diminished as well, guys, you might see it written with just a little kind of zero, a tiny little circle like that. That's a very common way to write a diminished chord. And whilst we're doing it, the minor chord is often written with just a little M, and major, nothing, okay? If it's a major chord, it will just say D or C, okay? So we'll just fill these out as well as we go. So after that, we've got our sus2, sus4, and we're going to have down here augmented, okay? Again, in terms of how you might see them on chord charts, sus2 is literally sus2, just like that. Sus4, exactly the same, sus4. And augmented, remember, we got that little plus symbol, okay? So let's go through this now, shall we? So what, in your opinion, guys, are the formulas for all of these, okay? So what I highly recommend you do at this point is in your mind or on a piece of paper, write out the formulas for each one of these chords. So pause the video now and do that, and then I'm just going to go through them and we're just going to check them against your answers. So I'm going to assume you paused me there, okay? Hopefully it was a nice still. Let's hope. And let's go through these, okay? So major, okay, the simplest one of the lot, 1, 3, and 5, okay? It's a major chord, it's simple. Anything major, you're gonna have no alteration to the scale. So there's gonna be no flats, no sharps. It's always just gonna be very simple, okay? So hopefully you got that one right. That would be a good start. Minor, 1, flat 3, and 5, okay? How many did you get? How many of you, sorry, got that right? Hopefully, again, a relatively simple one. You simply take the major and flatten the third, okay? And that flat 3 is the real difference between the major and the minor, okay? So let's carry on. Diminished, 1, flat 3, and flat 5, okay? Did you get that one right? Again, hopefully. And again, we can see that this is a kind of minor chord. Okay, so we'd probably roughly group it in with minor. And then you've got your flat 5, which makes it diminished. Okay, so this is the key difference between the diminished chord and the minor and the major chord. Now we get on to sus2. Okay, so remember, the clue is quite often in the name, especially as you get more advanced with chord construction, the clue's probably in the name. So suspended second, we take the root and the 5, we suspend the 3 and replace it with the second, the 2. So we've got 1, 2, and 5. Simple as that, okay? Same with sus4, 1, 4, and 5. Because we've suspended the root, suspended the third, and instead replaced it with the 4, okay, in this case. So, final one, which we did in the last video, so I'm sure you guys got this one right, is 1, 3, my mistake there, and then sharp 5. Okay, so let me just get rid of that because that is not very good. So it's 1, 3, and then sharp 5. Okay, so how did you get on? Hopefully you were able to remember all of those formulas. Okay, please keep it in your system. Okay, because this is just absolute basic maths. Really, you just got to remember the formulas, okay? So what we'll do now is we'll do one quick test just to see if you really understand how to therefore construct all these chords, okay? So here's the scenario, okay? We're doing a music degree or something like that. You're studying a bit of music theory, and someone asks you, right, I'm gonna need a D augmented chord, okay? What do we do? So first things first, D, we need to solve that problem. we need the D major scale. Once we've got the D major scale, the chord that was requested is augmented. So we come to augmented, we remind ourselves of the formula, and we pop it in. Okay, so let's just physically do that. Okay, so I'm going to pick up the red pen for this one. Okay, which is the kind of YGA pen, shall we say? And it's going to look something like this. So the first thing I need is this D major scale. Okay, so I'm just going to write it here, D major scale, and I'm just going to write that out. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and then D. Okay, and that gives us a D major scale. Okay, now I know that off by heart because I've done that a lot. But if you didn't know that off by heart, then that's fine. All you got to do is start with D and apply your formula: tone, 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 semitone, tone, 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 semitone, and that will give you the correct notes. Okay, there we go. So now we've got that, and we're looking for this D augmented chord, okay? And let's change colors again. I love these colors. We're going to go D plus D augmented. That's what we've got here. This is the symbol. Equals D, so it's got the root. We've got the third, so F sharp. And we've got the sharpened 5, so that will be an A sharp note, okay? And that, my friends, is a D augmented chord. We went very scientifically through that and we magically constructed a D augmented chord. Okay, so I would love it if you guys sat there with a piece of paper, or even if you wanted to do this on the guitar. Absolutely brilliant, definitely do that. But if you're just interested in the theory, piece of paper, and write down a couple of chords that you want to work out. So pick a number, a letter, G, and then pick diminished, and then try and work out a G diminished, and then so on and so forth for as many as you can think of. That will really ensure that you're really ingraining this information, because as we go through the courses now, this chord construction is, we're going to get more and more formulas, okay, and therefore more and more to remember. So the better you remember these ones now, the easier it's going to be.